The BFG, Journey to the Dream Country, Part 2. Don't people see him doing it? Sophie asked. Never is they seeing him. Do not forget it is dusky dark at this time. Also, the gizzard gobbler has a very fast arm. He is going up and down quicker than stinkers. But if all of these people are disappearing every night, surely there's some sort of an outcry, Sophie said. The world is a whopping big place, the BFG said. It is 100 different countries. The giants is clever. They is careful not to be skedaddling off to the same country too often. They is always switch fiddling around. Even so, Sophie said. Do not forget, the BFG said, that human beings is disappearing everywhere. All the time, even without the giants fizz guzzling them up. Human beings is killing each other much quicker than the giants is doing. They don't eat each other, Sophie said. Giants isn't eating each other either, the BFG said. Nor is giants killing each other. Giants is not very lovely, but they is not killing each other. Nor is crocodile-dillies killing other crocodile-dillies, or is pussycats killing pussycats. They kill mice, Sophie said. But they is not killing their own kind, the BFG said. Human beings is the only animal that is killing their own kind. Don't poisonous snakes kill each other? Sophie asked. She was searching desperately for another creature that behaved as badly as the human. Even poison snowy snakes is never killing each other, the BFG said, nor is the most fearsome creatures like tigers and rhinoceroses. None of them is killing their own kind. Has you ever thought about that? Sophie kept silent. I is not understanding human beings at all, the BFG said. You is a human being, and you is saying it is guzzling and horgustic for giants to be eating human beings, right or left? Right, said Sophie. But human beings is squishing each other all the time, the BFG said. They is shooting guns and going up in aeroplanes to drop their bombs on each other's heads every week. The human beings is always killing other human beings. He was right. Of course he was right. And Sophie knew it. She was beginning to wonder whether humans were actually any better than the giants. Even so, she said, defending her own race, I think it's rotten that those foul giants should go off every night and eat humans. Humans have never done anything to them. They've never done them any harm. What about that little piggly-wig that is saying every day, the BFG answered. He's saying, I has never done any harm to human beings, so why should he be eating me? Oh dear, Sophie said. The human being is making rules to suit themselves, the BFG went on, but the rules they is making do not suit little piggy wiggies. Am I right or left? Right, Sophie said. Giants is also making rules. Their rules is not suiting the human beings. Everybody is making his own rules to suit himself. But you don't like that those beastly giants are eating humans every night, do you? Sophie asked. I do not, the BFG answered firmly. One right is not making two lefts. Is you quite cozy down there in my pocket? I'm fine, Sophie said. And suddenly, once again, the BFG went into that magical top gear of his. He began hurtling forward with phenomenal leaps. His speed was unbelievable. The landscape became blurred, and again Sophie had to duck down out of the whistle gale to save her head from being blown off of her shoulders. She crouched down in the pocket and listened to the wind screaming past. It came knifing in through the tiny peephole in the pocket and whooshed around her like a hurricane. But all this time the BFG didn't stay in top gear long. It seemed as though he had some barrier to cross, a vast mountain perhaps, or an ocean, or a great desert. But having crossed it, he once again slowed down to his normal gallop, and Sophie was able to pop her head up and look out once more at the view. She noticed immediately that they were now in altogether paler country. The sun had disappeared above a film of vapor. The air was becoming cooler every minute. The land was flat, and treeless, and there seemed to be no color in it at all. Every minute the mist became thicker, the air became colder and still, and everything became paler and paler, until soon there was nothing but gray and white all around them. They were in a country of swirling mists and ghostly vapors. There was some sort of grass underfoot, but it was not green. It was ashy gray. There was no sign of a living creature, and no sound at all, except for the sound of the thud of the BFG's footsteps as he hurled on through the fog. Suddenly he stopped. "We is here at last," he announced. He bent down and lifted Sophie from his pocket and put her on the ground. She was still in her nightie. Her feet were bare. She shivered and stared around at the swirling mists and ghostly vapors. "Where are we?" she asked. "We is in dream country," the BFG said. "This is where all dreams is beginning."